will understand ITSM from the business perspective, and also we will see the new features, functionalities available with this particular process. So this is the agenda which we have for today. We'll introduce you to ITSM, then we will have an overview of ITSM. We will see the different modules of ITSM, like service request management, which is an end user module given to the end customers. Then we will see the service desk, which is incident and problem as per the ITL service management process. Then we will see different modules like change, CMDB, which is configuration management database, asset management. We will have an overview of knowledge management, service level management, and data upload management. So data upload management will help us in understanding that how to upload the data in the system. Then we will also understand some additional features of ITSM which have been introduced over a period of time in different versions. So let's take it through ITSM. So what is actually an ITSM? It's an IT service management where it helps us in managing our infrastructure and providing support to our infrastructure items. So the IT management, if you can from the ITL perspective, we can divide our service into two parts. One is service support and another is service delivery. So service support consists of incident, change, release, problem, and configuration. Basically this deals with the support which we provide to our service or to the internal service of our organization. Similarly, we have service delivery, where we have service level management, financial management, capacity management, IT service continuity management, and availability management. So this is just an overview of how exactly the service support and service delivery are built up in the system. Now we will see that the ITSM which we have here from BMC, it is an ITL compliance. So all the processes, all the modules in the ITSM, they are in compliant with ITL best practices. So you can see this model, we have different processes at the top, and underlining module, there's a BMC service management process model. You can see the different types of modules or processes we have, like asset management, BMC Remedy Asset Configuration Management, then BMC Remedy Change and Release Management, then Remedy Service Desk, obviously incident and problem, which also have Remedy Knowledge Management, then Service Request Management and Remedy Knowledge Management. These are two components which are part of the end customer and are mostly used by the end customers. Then there's an additional thing which has been introduced in this latest version of ITSM, which is BMC Identity Management. So BMC Identity Management, it's an inbuilt functionality where it helps us in generating some day-to-day requests from the service request management. So we will see this in detail. This is just basically an overview of how ITSM modules are in compliant with ITL. Now coming to SRM. So basically SRM is a tool which helps us in building a portal to provide that self-service to the end customers. It allows administrators to define some offered services so that the users can choose them out as well. So we can build a portal of services in the SRM. Then those services are given to the end customers, and these services are then fulfilled using an fulfillment application. So the customers can request their services from the service request management, and once he requests something, a fulfillment application will fulfill his request. So we will have different levels of approvals depending upon the type of the request. That also can be embedded in the service request management. So with this service request management, the end users will have help themselves, like they will reduce the flood of requests coming to the service desk, definitely. So if users are raising their requests themselves, it will decrease the number of tickets which are coming directly to the service desk. So SRM can, just an example we have, SRM can deliver real value to organization in short amount of time. Consider the following example. Like when a service desk fields upwards of 180 calls. Okay, we'll skip this part. Now coming to the main SRM console, as you can see, this is the main console which will help you in understanding the service request management part. You will have different types of published services on your portal, and then you can request for those services or you can raise an issue for those services. So you can see on the right hand side I have my requests So this one will show me the requests which I have raised and the status of those requests. Then I have a section called popular articles and popular requests. In this section, popular articles, it will show me the articles which have been searched by some customers or users. These are basically the knowledge articles. So there's an integration between knowledge management and the service management. So I can directly search for knowledge article, and in case my issue is not there, then I can directly definitely to find a resolution for an issue, I can search for a knowledge article, and if it is not there, then I can raise a request from the service request portal. The other feature of service request management is that I can raise a request on behalf of some other users. This can be a case where, let's say, my laptop is not working, so someone else can raise a request on my behalf and it will be submitted. So this is an additional feature of service request management. Then you can define the price and quantity of particular requests in the service request management. Users can also set their raise request on behalf. This is what we have discussed. So apart from raising a request on behalf, I can also go to the approval center, set up my preferences from the same console. So whenever a ticket is submitted in the system, the progress of this particular ticket is shown in this particular console, which is a detailed section of this request. So it will show you the ticket number and the status of the ticket and whether it has been initiated or not. So it will give you basically the status of that particular ticket. So this is just a simplified view of what it will look like in service request management to the end customers. Now coming to the this activity log part, you will see that in this activity log, people can monitor the logs, whatever the activities which are being performed on the ticket and are being updated in the fulfillment application. Those can be viewed here in the activity log by the user. So that there's a transparency between the service support or the service desk personnel and the end customer, and he also knows that what is the status of his current ticket or what is currently going on this ticket. Now this is what we have discussed, like popular articles and popular requests. So we'll move on. Now you can have the categories of the requests. They have been defined as main category and a subcategories. So you will have a main category under which you will have 2-3 subcategories. Like you will have for example, a permission group, and then you will have add permissions, remove permissions, something like this as a subcategory. Similarly, we can take another example of an email service. So I can have an email service as a main category, and then I can have requesting for any new email account, then issues with the current email account, and then issues with the exchange server as a subcategory. Now this new feature, it has there is an option of adding the attachments. You can also add attachments while raising the requests. So you can add up to a maximum of 3 attachments to the request. Now we can build our question mappings. This is basically an interface which we can build for the end customers, where we can take details from the customer, and then these details are submitted by the service request management to the system. So these details are all configurable. We can configure our own. We can make SRM configurable to what is the business requirement and how the business is using the service request management. This can also be done using this. Now coming to the next slide, we have an integrated identity management request. So this is another application which has been added. So this basically helps us in generating some daily routine tasks like changing passwords, granting and removing access rights, and unlocking accounts. So what BMC has done in this latest version, they have introduced this as part of the service request management as a catalog. You make use of this catalog. By default, this catalog will be disabled. You have to enable it to make to use it for your environment. This is a work order management. This is basically a fulfillment application. So whenever we can also use this to fulfill the service requests which are raised from the SRM console. There are other modules also like incident, problem, change, but this is one of them also. We can use this module to serve the requests for the end customers. And you can see this is the SRM console, and here there's another feature which has been added, like the product offering. So from the CMDB itself, we can directly create a product offering of the configuration items which we have in the CMDB, and these are then published to the customers, who can then request for those particular products. So this is an inbuilt feature of BMC Remedy. Now coming to the service desk module, which is first we will discuss the incident management application. This is an application which helps us in providing a response to the calls raised in the system. So the incidents are basically an events which are occurring in an organization, and to respond to those events and to resolve those events, we use our incident management application. So these are the features which an incident management has, like incident recording. We can record an incident using the details like customer details, the type of the problem. Then we can classify this incident in based on the operation, like whether there is an application issue, whether there is an hardware issue, whether there is a software issue, or whether there is an application request, hardware request, or software request. Similarly, then incident can also be classified based on the product. As we discussed in the previous slide, we can also differentiate incidents based on the products. Like we can have an incident for a product like Microsoft Office or Microsoft Word, or any application like Adobe, or any other applications which we are using in our organization. Then incident assignment. So once this incident is recorded, classified, then the incident is assigned. This is basically another feature of an incident management, where an incident is assigned to first to a service desk, then to a specialist, and those people work on those incidents and get them resolved. Notification to end customers and staff at each stage. So there's a notification available at each stage of an incident management cycle. It goes to the end customer as well as to the support staff who are working on the incident, in compliance with ITL incident management process. So this incident management is in compliance with our ITL incident management process. There are assignment and initiator scripts which are used for incident management. So these scripts are used to record some scripts in the system, and then these scripts are used to initiate an incident or assign an incident. Use of templates. So this is basically another feature of an incident management, where you can make use of templates which are pre-configured, pre-built. Depending upon the permission of the user, he can configure and pre-build the templates, and then these templates can be used by the support staff or service desk people to raise incidents. The relationship with incidents is another feature of incident management console. So we can relate an incident with services. We can relate an incident with a CI. We can relate an incident with other modules, like you can relate an incident with change, with a problem, with a release. Email communication from incident. So in the system, you can directly communicate to your customers through the email communication from the system itself. There's no need of going back to the your normal email. So you can directly communicate through the email system inbuilt. SLA functionality available with the incident management. So you have an SLAs which are automatically attached with the incidents, depending upon how we configure them. We'll discuss them in the later slides. So here we will just discuss the basic things, like the SLAs will be attached with the incidents, and then they define the response and resolution time for an incident. So this incident is this incident management is integrated with the SRM to capture issues raised by customers themselves. We have service desk forms and consoles, like the designs are updated, the functionalities and everything has been updated. We can have an improved version of the incident management with the best practice view. There is a service field added, as we also discussed in the previous slide, which captures the service for which that incident is being raised. CI field helps us in capturing the CIs for that particular incident. Let's say if we have selected one of the customers, we can select his CIs for which he is raising a call. BMC Asylum Integration. So this is again another feature of incident request management. So it shows you the SLM on the incident management itself. You can track service level targets on the incident management itself. We will see this in the in the service level management. This is how the incident management console looks like. So you can see we have incident console, and then you have defined searches. This is the section which helps you to search on this table. This is a table which helps you in getting the tickets which are assigned to you. So in this table you will be able to see all the tickets which are assigned to your group. Then these are the functionalities which are available on the left hand side. This helps in getting the reminders, application preferences, my profile, search instance. So these are additional functionalities given to you. Also in the above count, you can track how many are open, unassigned, assigned, breached. You can add them to the watch list to see them later. KPIs again is another tab which is next to incident console. This is just a graphical representation of incidents, so you can see from your group how many incidents are open, closed. This is basically for the support group leads who want to keep a track of how incidents are performing in the system. This is a best practice view screenshot of an incident management. You will see that this is this is at the upper section. It captures the incident number, then the details of customer, then details of the issue, then impact, urgency, priority, incident type. These all things are captured here in this single console. Then the above process bar, it will define the stages of an incident. Now coming to problem management. So problem management basically is an incident which is like a major incident, or there is a reoccurring incidents in an organization. So then in that case we raise a problem ticket. So this is problem management console. It is similar to incident management console, except that only you will see problems here. The rest of the things, functionalities are same, so we will not discuss them again here. This is a problem management console. It is similar to your incident management console. There are few changes here in the fields, like you have investigation driver, target date here, which is not there in the incident management. So investigation driver means that what was that which triggered this particular problem. Problem management, from problem you can generate a known error. So the case is when the issue is known to you, but there are some financial constraints due to which you are not implementing the solution, and in that case you will be added to a known error database, so that in future if someone raises the same kind of an incident, we can tell them that this is already known to us. Once we get a permanent solution, the problem goes to a solution database. Then there are steps defined, that what is the solution, how it can be implemented. Then we can define keywords for them, and then this particular thing is searchable. Again, problem management has KPIs, which gives you in-depth detail of how problem management is working, or how problem management is doing. So this is again useful for the managers, support group leads to work upon. Change management. So we have change management. The BMC Remedy change management application provides a system of planning, scheduling, implementing, and tracking changes that will be completed with the organization. So change management gives you a feature where you can keep track of your changes, you can plan your changes, you can schedule them, then you can implement them, and then you can track them. Release management is in another application which helps us in keeping a track of all the releases which are happening in the our organization. It starts with the build phase, then it goes to test and deployment phases. Change calendar, it's another, we will see this in the next slides, is an added functionality. Tight integration. So change management has an integration with CMDB. So whenever you create a change request based on this simulated impact analysis generated by simulator. So this is the new functionality which has been added. Ease of use. So improved user interface has been provided to the change management. This is the change management console. It is somewhat similar to incident and problem. The difference is that you can see all the changes here. This is the best practice view of change management. You have change coordinators, change coordinator group, then you have change managers also, which are not visible here. So then rest of the things are all same. Release management, you can track releases and then activities regarding those releases. This is the best practice view of release management. Now coming to Atrium Code Class Manager, this is how the CMDB of BMC Remedy looks like. You'll be able to see different classes, and these different classes, if you click the plus sign next to the different classes, it will take you to the subclasses of those classes. So this is the class structure of a BMC. So these are the features of this Atrium Explorer. It provides next generation graphical editor to view edit service models, new graphical tool to view CI relationships, better zooming and layout for large number of CIs, service model creation editing capabilities, then filtering capability to hide, show, write details based on the end user need, ability to see potential impacted business services, ability to show multiple independent hierarchies on the same graph, ability to toggle between multiple topologies view at the same time. This is actually the Atrium Core Explorer, which shows you the exact CIs under a particular class. So let's say I have a class, so I can have a graphical representation of all my CIs, then I can view them in this graphical representation. I can see the dependencies between them, I can track them, I can edit them, then I can remove the dependencies. So this will help me in understanding the interdependencies of the infrastructure items which are there in my organization. This is another feature of an ITSM called Impact Simulator. This helps in generating impact. So if I'm bringing down some of the servers, let's say I'm doing a change on the server, so what will be the impact of that change? I can track this using this Impact Simulator. Now coming to BMC Asset Management. So BMC Asset Management helps us in keeping track of contract management and software license management. So contract management helps you in keeping a track of all the annual contracts, annual maintenance contracts, software contracts, and other contracts. Similarly, software license management helps us in keeping track of the licenses we have in our organization. So whenever we purchase licenses, we can use this particular module to keep a track of how the licenses have been distributed in the environment. This is a contract management console where I can have draft a contract, it is then executed, it is sent to the approval, then it is executed, put in the system, and then it becomes live. This is another feature, software asset management console, where I can create certificates and then jobs will automatically run, and then it will tell me how many license contracts are in compliance, how many are breached. So these details I can get directly from the asset management console. Knowledge management is another feature of an ITSM. It helps us in creating a knowledge article and then using those knowledge articles to resolve our problems. This is the console of knowledge management. This is the console which helps us in creating the knowledge articles. This is a search for a knowledge article from the console. Now coming to service level management, so it has new data sources, new CI update, service targets. These are additional features which have been added to this service target. Service level targets, this helps us in defining the service level targets, and then these service level targets are used in the different modules. This is the console which helps us in defining the service level targets. This is an overview of how a service level target would look like in an incident management console. So you will get an SLM status button. The moment you double click it, this form will pop up, and here you will be able to see both incident response and incident resolution time, what are the timelines, and what is the status of that particular SLA. Now they come into the data load configuration. BMC provides us with some BMC templates which is used to build the foundation data. So we have to put our data in the foundation templates. Then using this DMT tool, we upload this foundation data. This is basically the master data which is captured initially before we make any project live. So this data is captured for an organization. It can contain company, location, site, people, support group, like which are support groups for different departments. Then this information is loaded into the system using this tool, and finally we use that information for providing a support to our end customers. Now we will discuss some additional features for an ITSM. So first is hub and spoke feature. So this is basically a new feature which has been introduced. So here if the customer is segregated into different geographical areas, so in that case the customer is supporting different different areas or different companies, and to manage them in a single console we use this hub and spoke. So you can go through these features. Now the another option of ITSM is chat option. So there's an integration with social networking sites, and also there's an integration with this chat. You can create chat setting. This is configured, and then you can start a chat internally in an organization. Now this is a change calendar, which is an enhanced version of a change calendar. So I can see a change calendar. I can keep track of what are the changes happening in my organization. Then based upon that I can schedule my change. So whenever I have to plan any change, I can use this change calendar to see how many other changes are happening, and then accordingly I can plan my change. Now coming to the approval, email based approval. So now requesters or approvers can directly approve or reject an request directly from their email. There is no need of going to the Remedy system. They can directly use their email accounts. They can reply on that particular request, and then it will be approved or rejected based upon their reply. Now we have a next generation mobile application called MyIT and SmartIT. So MyIT will helps us in accessing the Remedy system from the mobile devices. So we can configure this MyIT. It is integrated with service request management. All our particular catalogs which are published will be accessed through the mobile devices. Then customers can request for them, and then they can track